What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this RWBY discussion, this time talking about Volume 7, Episode 5, Sparks. As always, I'm Connor. To my left this time is Zach.
Oh, hello.
And to his left is Mike.
Not on my screen. What's up?
Well, anyway, let's hop straight into the potato. So how'd you... What the fuck did I just say?
So tell me, Mike, tell me about the potato.
What the fuck is wrong with me? So how did you all like the episode this time?
I thought it was great.
I loved it.
Anything you want to touch on immediately, or should we just go step by step?
Oscar's not a little biatch anymore.
Yep.
We got to see our trumpeter friend.
Yeah, we've seen... Yeah, well, I guess we'll just get that out of the way. Ran into Team Funky again.
Team Funky. The whole Team Funky this time.
Don't remember all their names. I know that there's Flint Cole, Neon, Cobalt. I don't remember the fourth guy.
Ivory.
Is that his name? Okay, spelled with a Y.
Yeah. Team Funky.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It was just a little bit of a fight sequence. I'm happy that they brought the voices back for Neon and Flint. I have no idea if that was difficult or if that was all people in-house. But yeah, it was just a real nice thing to see.
Yeah, I think the montage was pretty cool.
There was a little bit of a dialogue between Neon and Nora that I really enjoyed.
Wow, your boyfriend's actually holding his own. Where's all that energy when he's around you?
Just still playing onto that Nora and Ren divide that exists.
That's intentional at this point. Like,
they're pushing it hard.
Yeah.
Have mercy, please.
Oh, remember everyone, Nora dies by the end of the next volume.
Nope. By accepting it. But if I have to accept somebody's death, I accept hers over Penny's. Because the Penny ain't dying. Nope.
No, she's just gonna get hacked.
I see it happen. I'm turning it off. I'm just pausing the episode, closing the browser. It ain't happening. Stay off the internet forever.
So I guess, well, we had that montage, as you were saying. Started off, we get a little bit of new outfits for the girls. Very brief, just some PJs. I enjoyed the Jean and Marrow with the coffee and all that, then becoming buddies. Because those, especially because in the previous discussion, those are the two that I compared the most to each other.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it was. The problem is, Marrow is not acting like a mech. Like, that's the thing.
Well, neither is Penny.
True. It's just, I feel like Marrow's the one issue in that whole theory.
There's actually another issue that comes up later involving Clover in my theory with Mech 5.
Fair enough. I think I know what you're talking about.
We'll get there when we get there with that one. Meryl also had some comments on Bumblebee, which I felt like was a little bit of a dig at the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You ever think about teaming up with other people? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's why.
Because you two are just great. Fantastic. Love you. We had that Oscar and Ironwood fight, which I'm really happy to see. I was hoping we'd see more of it, though.
Me too. But I kind of I like the Tron field. I thought that was pretty cool.
It reminded me of the X-Men.
Yeah.
The training simulation.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that's called. The Danger Zone?
Yeah, their danger room.
Yeah. It was real fun. Had an interesting line from Vine to Jean about, have you ever tried extending your aura?
See, I was wondering about that.
I'm thinking that with the talks that have been happening with RWBY and with Jean, I think we're all going to get a little bit more of a deeper step into a few of their semblances.
See, I think so too. I think John will be able to, from a kind of like the Hera butterfly thing, be able to amplify without having to touch.
That could be. That's what I'm expecting is the case. What do you think?
I think he's gonna be able to extend his aura, as in like spreading it from his body to make like a shield,
Okay, that'd be interesting.
like a shield projection.
That one's interesting too.
Because now that he's got the dust shield, I feel like something like that would be possible.
Could be. Maybe he can use using his aura to work with his shield to have different effects happen when it's using dust. A fire shield.
That'd be pretty
That'd
cool.
Or a sword.
Bring Pyrrha back to life. Extend it into another realm. Who knows?
Right. Pulling at strings here. I like that though. Anything that'll bring Peter back. Hope you're listening.
I was listening to the last week's discussion, which I didn't miss because I hate all of you. That's not the truth.
I mean, I obviously didn't show up, so you must hate everybody.
Oh, I wonder if there was something going on. Anywho,
It's just like
I
when
kinda
Mike left Minecraft, just because he hates everybody.
Just because I hate every single person that was
I
watching.
like the idea of Salem bringing her back.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea. No.
Oh man, it's gonna be weird.
No.
If whatever happens,
And-
if Pierre
And
comes
John
back, it's gonna be weird.
kill her again.
No.
What if Jean finally has a new girlfriend? Like, because we had that bit where all the women are fawning over him,
Yeah.
Jeaning over him.
All right. I'm out of here.
Maybe he finally moves on. He finally moves past it, and that's when Pierre comes back. Ooh, that'd be awkward. I also don't want him to move past it. I want him to be in love with Pierre until he dies.
That would be a beautiful story.
It sounds like the perfect martyr kind of an ending.
True.
Jamo is a fan of the martyrs. Shout out to Jiraiya.
Rest in peace, fam.
Well, we're getting on the little bit of a comparing people fighting each other. We did have some Ruby versus Hare having a little speed competition. It's just some little snippets into the fights of people.
They were pretty tied.
Mhm. There was some like Weiss glyphs going on, so I wasn't sure what was going on with that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if she's doing that for Harriet or not.
Yeah.
Because it could have been Ruby, because like that's little feather or rose petal jank. So,
We had the whole Ren versus Elm battle, which I just really enjoyed. I'm really liking Ren, despite how much I'm hating him for not showing any affection to Nora. Just
Sure.
the whole being knocked down and then just getting up and going again. I fucking love that so much.
It was good. Like I said, the whole montage stuff was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Salutations.
And throughout the montage, it's also we're being told exactly what's going to happen with Clover or what the plan is for setting up the tower on Amity Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it leads into after the montage. We got Penny, Ruby, Crow, Clover, and a random driver escorting the supplies to Amity.
Yeah, I like that they were playing cards and that Clover kept winning, but Crow clearly kept winning. It tied into their semblances pretty well.
So I want to talk about that, but before then, I want to get one other step out of the way. I had an interesting conversation with Penny and Ruby about friendship and want and duty.
And she can't have friends because,
Doesn't have time for it. How do you feel about that?
it's sad. Poor Penny. But it's okay. She's a robot. She truly, technically doesn't have feelings.
I mean,
She's got an aura.
Nope.
To have an aura, you have to have a soul. Allegedly.
Could be a simulated
like I
aura.
said, they need to. They have to
simulated
still
soul.
go into more detail. But yeah, I feel like she has feelings.
I'd say that's pretty undeniable at this point.
I've got
We've
strong
seen her
feelings that she has feelings. Happy all the time.
Nervous.
Yeah, but that can all be
Anxious.
programmed.
What's the human brain but just a super sophisticated computer?
Well, no.
Yeah.
I know. It's okay.
That's my favorite discussion to have, like philosophical with someone. Philosophically, is when they say it's like we're not like computers. We're humans. We have brains. It's like, I mean, that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I mean the design of the computer was, I'm assuming based off of how people think. So yeah, but that's a discussion for another time.
Be sure to leave any philosophical comments below. I'm a big fan of philosophy. Zach is too. Send him all of your messages.
They will be
Wow.
unread. They will be
Alright.
left unread.
Because he hates you. Very clearly. See?
I'll
He
delete
openly
them
admitted
before
it.
he has a chance to read them.
Just openly admitted it, guys. Keep watching. Yeah.
I wonder if Penny's ever going to get her shot at something that she wants, or if she's going to die again permanently beforehand, or...
Nope, don't be talking like that. Not up in here. She ain't dying.
I'm
Not
really
my
shooting
watch.
for nuts and bolts.
I'm not.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm really shooting for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I want my ship, which is Ruby X Jean. Even though that probably won't happen either. But
That's
Yeah,
not
I
going
mean,
to happen.
but you said earlier that you love the martyr aspect of Jean dying while still loving Pyrrha, so what do you love more?
what do I love more from that is him dying as a martyr. But as a runner-up, Ruby X Jean.
I mean, but with this way, with Nuts and Bolts and Arcos, you can have them both stay at the forefront.
Nah, I just want my one ship to sail because I know one of them isn't gonna happen.
This man hates robot relationships.
It's not that I hate robot relationships.
No
It's
robo?
that I have to make my ship win. I like to think that some of the developers are watching and they're like, all right, let's see if he keeps feeding into this and maybe we'll do something here.
Well, that's pretty much it for the Penny conversation then. So then I want to get into the Crow and Clover.
We've been talking
I
about this fight. We've been jumping
don't
around.
trust Clover as much after this conversation.
Yeah.
Why?
He specifically has been complimenting Crow, which is either one of two things. Either it's flirting, or he's trying to deceive him through compliments. I
You
have
think
done
so?
this to people before.
Yeah, how do we know for sure that this is his semblance?
That is true. And also, specifically, a comment he made towards the end of the conversation.
Your niece sure is one of a kind, huh?
And that shot up a red flag in my head. It's like, all right, he's either suspicious about her knowing something more than she's letting on, or he's got a plan involving her.
And what do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm worried about trying to take the Silver Eyes. Because I feel like that's an inevitable attempt that's going to happen. Someone's going to try and take her eyes or make her blind.
Inevitable, huh?
So who all do we know that knows about her silver eyes at this point?
Team RWBY.
Team Ruby, Crow. Her enemies.
Yep. Salem knows. They want to take Ruby alive. So that's one of the things is her silver eyes matter for that. Exactly how they matter? That's a good question.
So do you think Clover's working for Salem?
That's an interesting thought.
I don't think
If
so.
that's
But maybe. Especially if he's already being hacked by, like, Watts or something. Which I don't think is happening. But if it is...
If we support this theory, then that's totally possible because that's the only way that he would have knowledge of her silver eyes and would be able to enact a plan like that. So it's possible.
Well, see, I don't have a reason not to trust Clover yet. I didn't take that conversation that way. I think he was just complimenting.
It could be, and it could just be him trying to learn something.
Also true.
Trying to get to know his comrades. So, was it just me, or did it feel like? Well, actually, I'll save this comment for after because I'm assuming someone's gonna mention this since that's what we're leading into right now.
I was going to bring up Hill next.
Yep. So go ahead.
So, their conversation is cut short because we finally get introduced to Hill. So, how do you all feel about Hill?
I don't trust her.
I've
think
got
she's
mixed
bad.
feelings.
I
Bad
hate her.
news.
I
I can't-
fucking
yeah.
hate her.
So I'd.
She's
All right, go ahead, y'all first. I'll say mine last, or my thoughts last.
Zach?
how do I feel about her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't think even if she is opposing Ironwood, which it's clearly she is, I think she's also potentially the one that's hiring the hits to spark this whole thing with Ironwood.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust her. I don't think even if she were to be like I truly could see her working with Salem and being very aware of it.
All right, interesting.
I think it is incredibly suspicious that she is running for council, but tried to make such a brazen attack on Ironwood's forces. But it adds up if she is involved with Salem, because she might know that Daddy Weiss, what's his name, Jacques, was going to come out with his announcement.
Hmm.
I feel like she is dedicated to Mantle, but that's not the way you do it, girl.
See, I don't think she is. All right, Mike, what's yours?
So I've gotten mixed feelings. So like yes, like her acts from this point are highly suspicious. However, she either showed good judgment in picking a fight, or she's reasonable. Because instead of going ahead and proceeding with the fight, she realized like, okay, maybe I won't win this fight.
Well, yeah,
Or maybe
because
this
Penny shows up.
Right, but they were still gonna fight. But until she was like, nah, she just like pulled back. And I don't know if that's because she just made a good judgment, or because she's actually reasonable. Because we don't. They had cloaking tech. Who knows what else she even had in her arsenal? They were getting ready to like assassin. If Penny wasn't there, imagine what would have happened. Nobody realized that they were there. Nobody. They prepared for it because Penny was there. But otherwise, they would have got jumped on. Somebody either would have got hurt or died.
True.
So we don't know what they even have in their arsenal. So she pulled back and said maybe they would have even stood a chance. But maybe she was being reasonable and was like, all right, we ain't going to do this now. We'll do it later. But you don't tell me what's going down. So she's looking out for the good of Mantle. Right approach? No, I agree with kind of there. Like this was clear the wrong approach. I think that might have something to do with the fact that if she's a Mantle native, like she grew up like in like during a time period where
Like in the slums and stuff.
yeah, and she grew up, and then this whole thing happened, and she was like, enough's enough. Now this is what we're gonna do. She's gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that that she can get into office, so she can make Mantle a better place. But that's my take on her. So right now I'm like in the middle. We'll see. I gotta see more to get a better judgment.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen with her. I just don't like her.
The happy
typical-
huntresses.
The typical revolutionary that just, they're only a revolutionary because they don't understand the bigger picture.
And she seems slightly manipulative too in her words.
Yeah.
So it's like she takes underhanded methods to make a means to an end.
It also seemed like she had a former relationship with Clover.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say before I stopped.
That's
Is that the?
what's putting a doubt in my mind about Mech 5 and Clover.
But see, that's not confirmed though. It could have just seemed that way, that they maybe have ran into each other in the past, not necessarily. See, I was thinking that they have had run into each other. I didn't think it was a relationship or anything.
Well, I say relationship. It doesn't have to be like romantic.
Okay,
Like a history.
sure. But hey, even she recognizes Penny as the Mantle's protector.
All right. So real quick, this popped into my head. If they don't have a ship name yet, Hill and Clover, it has absolutely got to be Clover the Hill.
Oh no. I was like, oh no, please. Future counter, cut this out. It's like,
God bless, that's stupid.
It's so good. It's so good.
Why don't
you
you
kind of
start
cut this out?
Uh, start what?
Start it. Start the ship.
All right.
I mean, he already has. Like saying it on this and it's going on the internet is gonna start
Yeah.
this.
But the wiki is where it's really gonna be a place.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's definitely gonna get lucky.
Oh my goodness. I'm out of here. So those are the happy huntresses, which it looks like there's a guy in the group.
I thought that was really weird too. I'm happy you called that out.
See, I was wondering that too.
That's why I posted that picture because I was like, wait a second, weren't they the happy huntresses? And then, unless I don't know, I guess we're gonna find out later. Like
Maybe trans. I might be
maybe,
wrong about Elm. Maybe it's this character.
maybe he is this character.
True.
I think it is weird that Hill doesn't seem to like Penny. Because I feel like she would like Penny just because she's trying to help Mantle. She was very sarcastic when she said the whole, "Oh, if it isn't the protector of Mantle gracing us with their presence."
So it makes me wonder if it's almost like selective when she's sent to help.
Could be.
And maybe
Could
she's
be.
upset about that. That if there's going to be a protector, that maybe the protector should always be there as opposed to when it fits Ironwood's schedule.
Yeah, because in the very beginnings, you remember how like the forces were there and they got like demolished, and Ace came like late, like after Ruby and Squad killed them all. So
Yeah.
I feel like that probably happened a lot. So a lot of people got hurt or killed
That could be.
because
Very plausible.
I'm just throwing wild theories out there. Only time will tell.
So moving on, we get to the next bit where it's all about Weiss and Winter. And I really enjoyed this part of the episode.
As did I. Proves all of our theories wrong, though.
Which one?
About
Oh, who the Winter Maiden is?
Who the maiden is.
Before we get there, I really enjoyed the conversation between Weiss and Winter about how they've grown as people.
See, I like that aspect of like, well, yeah, I do things differently, but you've shaped it to yourself. Like that whole little battle scene was kind of cool.
But yeah, then we get introduced finally to that Winter Maiden, and it is just a random person, which makes sense.
But see, I feel like there's going to be more to a story to her, though. Like, why was she the maiden?
Maybe.
But I'm going to say this now. I think Winter is trying to get Weiss as an ally. I don't think she's the hacker. I think Winter is not good news.
what?
I
This man's still on it. He's striking hard.
I don't think she's the hacker. I mean, that's already been disproven. I
Or
don't
has
trust
it play.
her. I don't trust her.
This made me trust her so much more than I already did.
Opposite for me.
He's striking hard at Winter.
So I guess before we even get too deep into that, Weiss is watching the whole thing from behind a screen because Winter is the only one allowed in to see the maiden. I love that. That is everything that I would try and do in Ironwood's position right there. Because you want to make sure that there's only one person who is on that maiden's mind. Only one person who can get the Winter Maiden's powers. And I fucking love that that's what they're doing.
Do you think that'll still be screwed over, though? Do you think someone's going to ruin that?
All it takes is one other person to enter that room in place.
Who do you think does it?
Maybe Neo.
So
I
the
wasn't
fact
thinking about
that
Neo.
I wasn't either.
I like
the
the idea of Neo because she might learn that through Cinder and then go in using her illusion.
That could work.
Or it could even it'd make more sense for it to be even Emerald. Though I have no idea if any of them are even here at Mantle.
Yeah, there's a very small group of people that know that.
I honestly think it could be Ruby that messes it up.
God, I hope not. I do not want Rube to be a maiden yet.
You think she has to kill her mom?
And that's what I've suspected from the very beginning, is that every one of the 4 girls are going to become maidens. At least since we were introduced to the maidens.
So
And
do
it
you think
makes-
Winter dies and they give it to Weiss?
I think so. I think Winter is going to become the maiden, and then she's going to be killed by Cinder, who trying to take her power, and then I think it's going to instead go to Weiss.
So Super Saiyan Yang potentially is her with.
It could be.
That's-
Because I
that's
also
pretty
expect
big
Raven to die, finally, maybe in a redeeming moment, which I hope she doesn't get. I hope that she dies crying and in pain and hating everything and desperate and angry, but she can only has that one positive relationship that still exists in her world, and that's with her daughter. Positive.
Ish.
And then I still expect Summer Rose to be the Summer Maiden and to still be alive, and I expect that to go into Ruby.
And you think Blake will kill Cinder?
I expect that to go into Yang, not Ruby. I just made a hole in what I was saying.
You flipped, yeah.
Yeah, I
But,
flipped.
you get. I understand what you said. He's saying summer to Ruby.
I wasn't thinking that whole thing through. I expect them to each go to at least one of the girls. I don't know how Blake will get hers. Is that big hole there? I expect
we
Ruby
got
will either
some-
get it from Cinder or from Summer. Or if the girls don't become maidens at all, which I think would also be very interesting, I think Cinder gets all 4 maidens. Which would also make sense for Winter dying in this volume or the next volume, dying to Cinder. Because we might have a repeat of Volume 3, where they are at the top of the tower, and it is this time, instead of being Cinder versus Pyrrha, now it's Cinder versus Winter. And maybe this time Weiss will be too late to save her sister.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Either way, she set up a flag. Everybody's setting up death flags for some reason.
Well,
I don't know why.
didn't Monty only prepare up to like Volume 8? The notes?
Well, when Volume 1 came out, they already had notes for up to Volume 10.
Oh, Volume 10. I thought it was to Volume 8. Okay. That's what I was thinking about, is notes that Monty directly had given him. So.
And who knows how many of those still exist? Who knows how thorough it is? I don't know.
True.
But when Winter and Weiss are talking about the Winter Maiden, I loved Winter so much in that scene. Because she was everything that I've been wanting the Team RWBY to be. Of saying, I recognize that I've been groomed for this, that Ironwood has been grooming me for this position, and whereas I could view it as a burden, instead, I'm going to view this as an opportunity. I still control my destiny, so I'm going to start controlling it once I'm the maiden.
See, I wonder if that's going to be like a moment for Weiss to go to Ruby and be like, listen, we got to be honest.
I'm hoping so. Because Weiss is the least talkative one throughout that whole Ozpin experience.
I think because we're in Mantle, I think this is going to turn into Weiss's story in this volume. I think it's going to shift. Yeah. I want to see her brother could screw things over.
Though he can't be a maiden.
Oh, true. It's only a female thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, although he could be the reason someone gets in.
That could be.
But I think we're going to probably see similar situations like this. Because Ruby has, or I guess she has her secrets. Weiss has now got, as of right now, she's got a secret that only she knows, as far as in her group. None of the other ones know like who the Winter Maiden is, or that Winter is going to become the Winter Maiden. So I'm curious to see what she's gonna do with this information. Is she gonna, and like you're saying, like she was the least talkative in the whole Osmond deal? Is she going to actually keep it to herself? Or
was Ozpin grooming Winter? Was that stated, or was it Ironwood was grooming?
It was
Winter?
Ironwood.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is what brings Ozpin back.
Maybe.
Is the fact that maybe Ozpin's like, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like,
You could argue you could argue that Ozpin was doing the same thing with Pyrrha.
He was exactly the same thing. Because like in the room, you saw the same device that they were holding the. It was the spring maiden? I can't. I don't even remember anymore. I think it was
The
spring,
Fall Maiden.
fall maiden. Yeah, that they were holding the fall maiden in that room.
Mm.
True. There's a lot of theories.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
dig into it first though?
The maidens
Okay.
are the biggest thing for me that I like to theorize about because there's so much that can happen with them.
And for all we know, it could be someone random too. Like we
Mhm.
just got proven with the winter one. No one truly important.
I mean,
That
I
we
didn't
know of.
directly theorize that, but I was like, it's got to be somebody like super old, because that's what she's like. She ain't no spring chicken. It's also possible that there was another maiden originally, and then she suddenly became the Winter Maiden. So I'm curious to see under what circumstances that happened. Like, was someone else the Winter Maiden and they died and they gave it to her, and now she's in here, or was she the Winter Maiden this whole time for forever, forever ago?
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack there, but
Just scratching the surface here.
Anything else you want to theorize on the maidens?
I can't remember like what abilities all of them were supposed to have, but like this one was Freya.
That
I
was
guess,
the
like Norse mythology.
Yeah. I actually have a character in my in the D&D that's named that, though pronounced differently.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. I got to rewatch the episode to find out. It was like way back when what the I guess what their abilities were, or like what they were vaguely hinted at.
Magic. That's
yeah, it's
pretty much all it is just magic.
true magic. Besides, Crow has the ability to use magic as well at some extent, but
Only to transform.
other than that, it was the maidens are the only last living piece of magic outside of Salem and
And
Oz.
But so yeah, I had to actually look up like the Norse mythology about it. But she had like a couple paintings she liked to paint, and it looks like they're paintings of places that she traveled, because apparently I guess in mythology Freya loved to travel
Okay.
and she could fly. So I'm like, I wonder if she just flew there to these places, and what is her history. I am curious to see like who she actually was. I hope they do like a flashback episode, or at least part of it.
Maybe. I won't be surprised if we don't, though. If we don't get one.
You're just hoping.
So anything else on the maiden, or should we move to the final bit of the episode?
Let's move to the final.
So as they're talking about the Winter Maiden, as they're getting ready to leave, they get a little news alert on their scroll of Daddy Schnee
Papa Schnee.
crippling the economy, saying that he is closing down everything he's doing in Mantle.
He caused a instant riot.
Oh yeah. Hit people in the wallet. That's how you get him pissed off.
He took it straight to the heart. He was like, unfortunately, like
The way he was throwing everyone else under the bus too, I loved it so much.
It
If you're
Can
gonna
you
do
really
it, do it.
trust Ironwood after his embargo is making you lose your jobs? Do you think the Hill is capable of getting them back? No, only I can.
it just walked away. Like they have more questions.
It was smart politics.
Oh yeah.
Attack your opponent where they can't defend themselves.
That was the noose. There it was. I was like, yep. He's finally
But
in the bag.
I think Jacques is going to be the reason there's a second war. Well, I guess technically you could say like a third war, but I think he's going to be the ignite. You know, Verity ignites the first one or the second one, and fucking Jacques ignites the third.
I think it's definitely going to ignite a battle within the city. It's going to draw the Grim in. I think it's going to be very similar to what happened to Beacon.
No, I was thinking the same thing. Because you said it last week, and I saw this, I was like, dang, yeah, it's going to draw the Grim in. So it's going to be a fight, or at least going to be unrest enough to draw enough Grim in here. And
And there have been so many lines that have made the callback saying that we're probably going to have a repeat of Beacon. Like, even just in, like, episode 2, I think it was, when Penny's like, it's going to be just like Beacon again!
True.
It's like, well, hopefully not exactly like Beacon, but it probably will be.
But see, this is where I'm hoping that the writers are just trying to be clever and making us distrust a lot of like the Aesops and stuff like that, where
Could be.
in the end they're actually just going to be helpful. And it's potential the Aesops will sacrifice themselves for Team RWBY. Because maybe they will get a chance to a friendship. Maybe they'll realize there's more than just being a team.
It's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to writing is making characters that the players or the people involved think that they'll distrust, but they're actually just good people.
Like who?
Well, one of them's a bit of a spoiler right now. Travis has some serious distrust of Chrysos. That's completely unfounded.
He's just, I don't like that guy.
See, I trust Chrysos completely. No, that's a chat for another time. That's nothing to do with this episode.
Yeah, that's the most spoiler one for the current D&D. There have been plenty of characters in the last ones. Like Awari, just completely good guy all around.
Nope.
Ken.
Call it day one. Day one.
Ken was absolutely trustworthy. So, well, like young Ken. Kendo Ken.
So what if, repeat of Beacon happens. Atlas falls, right?
Literally?
Like, literally. Like, it
That's what I'm
falls
expecting.
out of the sky. And now we're left with Mantle. That crashed, and, like, probably their plan is just, like, fall into the ground. And there are people left to basically either, I guess, try and move forward or just, like, give up. I'm curious if that does happen, what Team RWBY's going to do at that point. I don't even know if it was like either loosely implied or not in the opening, where you see the strings or the ropes that are attaching Atlas to a mantle. They're in RWBY's hands. So I guess A is the fate of Atlas going to fall in their hands. Are going to be like the Guardians or whatnot, and whether like the choices they make are going to result in it actually falling. And post, if they're actually going to be able to kind of like Osmond, like, all right, everybody's defeating down, like before RWBY was the one was just like this, like light of hope. Are they going to be able to do that afterwards?
I don't know. Could be. It'll be very interesting exactly what happens. I'm sure they're going to have some say at some point that's going to be big for Atlas, but I hope it's not going to be, oh, Atlas is now falling to the sky. I guess it's time to tell Ironwood the truth.
Oh, that'd be great. Just like they said, exactly like that. Well, hey, Ironwood, I got something to tell you.
Well, everybody, time to go. Ironwood, Salem's mortal. Can't kill her. Doesn't matter what you do. All right, let's go.
Have a good one.
I just don't understand. I just don't get how they haven't said that piece of detail, because the whole plan hinges on them killing her. What if the Silver Eyes are the one thing that can kill Salem?
I've thought about that. I've theorized about that.
And Ironwood knows that. So you look stupid now, Mike.
What?
But the flaw with that one is, if they can kill her, why does Salem want RWBY brought in alive?
What purpose could she have with those silver eyes?
And my expectation with that is, I think that she's trying to make Cinder be all of the maidens in one. And I think she's going to have the Silver Eyes try to wipe out the maidens with that, because maybe there's some special power there that means the maiden cycle ends.
Ooh, interesting.
That's my big expectation. As much as I think Team RWBY might be the maidens, I think it's far more likely that Cinder is going to become all four maidens, and she's going to die for it. All part of Salem's plan.
That's also potential. I think Oz just needs to come back.
Oh yeah.
I think Oz just needs to come and be like, listen, here's the deal.
But will people be willing to listen though? Like, say, is enough going to happen to force them to realize that Oz's way was right? And is Oz's way right? Is his path the correct path?
And see, that's where I think Oscar is also going to have to assist with this. I think we're going to see Oz only come back to Oscar for a little bit. And then Oscar's going to become pretty much Oz. I think that's what it's going to take. I don't think it's going to be the fall of Atlas that does it.
Oh, that brings Aspen back. Or Asma.
Correct.
Interesting. I like. I'd like to think that like he's not coming back, even though that wouldn't be like interesting. But I guess
no
not
way
coming
he's
back
not.
until like later.
He's
Like, until-
absolutely coming back. It's just a matter of when.
In the very least, like near the end of the series, though. I like to think he's just going to be absent for like a long, long time until like
Volume 10.
until like near the end of the series. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of upset fans if that's the case. I think a lot will go wrong. Or Oz is just like, you know what? Screw it. When the world ends, I'll still be here. I'll start over.
You all had your chance to have me help you, and I'm just gonna take it back.
It's potential. I don't know. I just want to know what he's doing. Honestly, like that's the thing. Like, is he
Watching.
strategizing? Is he theorizing? I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Waiting and watching. Maybe Salem's gonna actually be able to leave the tower. Maybe she's going to be at Atlas. Because she did have the line at the end of Volume 6 saying, if you can't get something done right, do it yourself.
Hmm.
So
True.
that'd be an interesting thing to bring her back.
Maybe.
Bring a horde of Grim.
Then you learn
No.
that she's actually just a Shota. Like she's a fan of Shota and she's really into Oscar.
Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to make Mike shake
Oh
his head.
no. I knew you were doing this. The culprit. Zach, leave again.
Zach left again.
I think Salem could take over Hill.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe Salem physically can't leave, but
That would be interesting.
maybe they bring Hill in after saying, "Hey, do you really want to take down Ironwood?"
What
Hill
if
comes
the
in.
What if the Seer, the Tentacle Grim, can latch onto someone and transfer Salem's like control?
That's what
through
I'm
them?
saying. Something along that aspect. I think Hill is going to be a vessel.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Man, I came up with Mech. I came up with.
First off, I had Mech already thought out. You just came up with the fucking spelling of it.
Look, this was a group effort because we wouldn't have gone into that conversation if I hadn't stopped you and asked more questions.
This is true.
Nah, but all right, side tangent. I still feel like the alternate theory is what's gonna happen is like they're not robots, but they're going to be like all five of them are gonna control one robot, like Power Rangers.
Yeah, you're holding on to that pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like-
I don't fully support the. Oh, good.
I'm still open
It's
for Atlas Academy
potential.
Colossus mode, so I'd be okay with that.
I just don't think there's any way that Marrow could be a. I just don't think Marrow's possible to be a mech. That's the problem.
It'd be the greatest way to have someone let off your tail.
I'll leave again.
He's got his hand on the in call button.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Marrow is the one that. Out of all of them, I just don't think Marrow.
But him having the parallel to Jean actually reinforces it in my head.
Because they're all structured after one of another. Maybe the best parts of each person.
Most ideal.
And I guess what could possibly support that theory is that Pietro said that he had watched. Okay, yeah, you were on the same line. Yeah, like as far as like the festival, like he designed all their gear and stuff from looking at data from the festival. So that's possible that can support this theory.
And he says that my daughters told me so much about you all that stuff.
Oh God, we're just opening more and more cans of worms.
I mean, we're just throwing out random facts and making up wild theories here. But there's some. I see some strings here. They're leading to the same source. We just need a little bit more. Ruby's hand. That one really is a wild theory. I just feel like at the beginning I was like, I wonder if that means like the fate of Atlas is in their hands, or I guess the fate of Mantle would be.
See, I never even really caught that she was holding on to Atlas type thing. But
Well, I think that's a good point to give our ratings for the episode. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Mike,
I'm giving that a 10. Penny was in there, plenty of character development, great music, 10 out of 10.
I think this will be the first time I rate an episode 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I thought it was an overall great episode.
And, of course, our final thing now, best boy and best girl.
Oh, Mike, go for it. Well, I already know best girl for Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, best girl's Penny. There's no question about that one.
I said that in the very beginning. Like,
The
best
only runner-up in this episode would be Neon.
See,
Yeah.
Sure as shit ain't gonna be Hill.
Best boy.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. Actually, it's not Penny for me. I liked Winter a lot in this episode. It's Winter for me.
that was mine.
I did like her, but I got to stick. That's just what I have to do. I'm sorry. Like, Penny is best girl in this episode, and best boy is kind of tough, but I don't know. Actually, somebody else going first. I gotta mull through my head.
I gotta go with Oscar in this one.
I'm gonna go Jacques.
See, that's what I'm torn with. Is Jacques is like I want to choose Jacques, but I've got mixed feelings about it. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna go with Jacques. I liked his speech. Like how he took that. It's between Jacques and.
Mine's Jacques and Oscar. I gotta tie it between them.
Hey, let us know your best boys and girls of the episode down below as well.
And since you're on YouTube, ring that bell up in the corner. Just kidding.
Get out. Nope. Get out. Go ahead and hit that disconnect button now. Get out.
Yeah, you ring that bell. Otherwise, he's gonna come to your house.
And okay.
You started out with I heard and.
Yep. I was like, nope. Stopping here.
I was make a joke and like bake you a waffle or something.
Nah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, why would you bake a waffle?
But I've seen it happen, so yeah, maybe it tastes good. I may have to try that sometime, actually. Actually, no, I have tried that. It's not terrible.
It would just be cake.
I mean, it's a waffle still, but it just has a different texture because we'll go ahead and eat it.
Jesus Christ. We need to end this.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Be sure to let us know whether you did or didn't by using those like buttons, the comments, or subscribing. And make sure you also spread it around to all of your friends, too. I'd also like to thank our patrons. With support like yours, we're able to slowly improve on our content, so thank you so much for supporting us. If you're not already a patron and you'd like to support us directly, be sure to check out our Patreon in the description below. We have rewards like stickers, shirts, behind-the-scenes content, and even the ability to make a major character to join in one of our D&D campaigns. Well, once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.